Welcome. In front of me I have the Huawei P50 Pocket, and today I will show you a couple things, 5 things that I believe everybody should change on their brand new device. So I'm gonna start off with a couple, I guess, rudimentary options, but the last one will be the bread and butter that I believe virtually basically everybody should be using nowadays. So anyway, we're gonna start off with the first one, which is a theme. And now I already applied a different one. As you can see, this is not what usually the device looks like. I don't remember what's it called, but anyway, we can just navigate into the settings. From here we can then go to home, exterior screen, and wallpaper, and we can then navigate to this first very top option right up here. And this allows you to pick from a couple that are preloaded themes. So as you can see, there are several. You can see here 6, 8 of them. But you can also select more themes, and this will connect to the store where you can, where is it? Customizations, where I think you can find more. No, I am kind of new to this, so I think I know how it will work. So you do need to download basically everything separately. Like you can set up the wallpaper yourself. So you can choose whichever one you want from existing ones that you have in your gallery, downloaded or just saved by you. And icons, you will need to download from, I guess, their store. So you just get the different kind of icon packs, and you can select them right here. Now I only have the 3 default ones that come with the device, but when you install more, they should show up right here. That's the first thing that I would recommend changing. Now, next thing is the gestures. Now, by default, the phone opts into them, but if you don't want to use them, you can actually turn them off. I personally do prefer, so that's what I'm going to stick with. But for everybody else who wants to switch back and forth between them, you can do this by going into the settings. And let me quickly check. I believe there should be or could be a quick toggle right here. So I want to quickly check this. It doesn't look to be. Okay, so in the settings page, you will navigate to System and Update, System Navigation, and you can see the 2 options right over here. So you can obviously choose between whichever one you want. Now the next thing that we'll go into is the dark mode. Now the reason why I do include this one is, number one, dark mode for majority of us will be probably more pleasing to look at rather than the light one. And additionally, it has benefits with an OLED AMOLED displays like this one, where pixels that are completely black, any kind of background wallpaper that is fully black, which you can easily find things like AMOLED wallpapers, will utilize this display by basically having a super black background that will not be lit up. I'll give you in a second a option, not option, but like just a image so you can see what I mean. Now anyway, let's first go into our display and brightness, and right here we have the dark mode. Now unfortunately this is Huawei, so they decided to be a little bit behind when it comes down to the actual dark mode options. So here we just have a toggle. Whoop-de-doo, I guess. Normally you should also have option to have it as a schedule or sunset to sunrise kind of option, but here you just are locked to just toggle. But anyway, once you turn it on, you can see that we have this grayish color. So basically wherever you have text, you have grayish, and then in between these categories you have just like fully black black background. This fully black background is basically using pixels that are turned off, so they're not emanating any kind of light, and thus it will also give you some additional battery life. Now this isn't anything like super significant, but it's there, and for some people it will also look nice. Now going into that wallpaper that I was saying, you can simply just search for one like later. There we go, AMOLED wallpaper, and you can see some decent examples right here. Come on, there we go. See, this one kind of looks cool. So we can then hold it, save image, And let's go to our gallery, tap on the image, and we can now select more, set as, wallpaper, apply lock screen, home screen. And you can now see that basically, well, there's a lot of color here, but basically everything that is like right here in between, anything that is completely black, those pixels don't need to be turned off, and it does look fairly nice in this aspect. Now, next thing that I want to touch upon is refresh rate. So I believe by default the phone actually opts into 60, but I might be wrong. At least I needed to change it when I started using this phone. So let's go into the display and the brightness again, and below here we will find a refresh rate, which I have chosen to be dynamic. Now the reason why I went with this one, and you can choose either one of them as anyway, so this is just my personal preference. The reason why I went with the dynamic is because it utilizes 120 Hz along with 60. And benefit of this is when you're looking at just a page like this one and you're not really scrolling up and down, the device drops the refresh rate to 60. You can actually change it or not change it, but check it, the refresh rates, by going into the developer options and enabling frame rates, which will show you in a corner constantly frame rate, which you will be able to see that it does fluctuate, which I can actually do that right now just for this purpose. So I'm gonna go here, about phone. There we go, developer options are now enabled somewhere. There we go. And I'm looking for frame rate. See if I can actually search for it. Nope, apparently I can't. There is also a chance that it's not in here. Huawei tends to remove options from Android. I don't even know if this is Android, to be honest. So I'm just gonna quickly, I guess, look for it. So we have debugging. Definitely not under network, input. Yeah, I don't really see the frame rate here. Normally it should be somewhere here, and it will give you just a number in a corner, or you can view just how many frames it is. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about, when it comes down to frame rate, refresh rate of this device, whenever you're not doing anything, it drops it to 60, which is good because you don't need any more when you're not really doing anything on the display. When the image is standing still like this one, it won't matter if it's 120, 5000 or single frame, it always will look the same. So lower frame rate will increase your battery life, a higher frame rate will decrease it, but it will look just so much better, and the smoothness is, in my opinion, way worth it. So dynamic option for me was the way to go, just because it gives me best of both worlds. And now the last thing that I wanted to go into would be YouTube Vents. Now this, I don't know if YouTube will like this idea, considering this application kind of not very YouTube friendly, if you know what I mean. It's just number one, a application that you can install on your Huawei. And as you are aware, Huawei doesn't actually have YouTube or Google services, which those Google services include YouTube. So let me quickly show you what all you need to do is simply search for YouTube Vents. There we go, YouTube Vents. Select the first link, Vents Manager, download, select allow, and install. Now right now we're not installing the actual application, you will see in a second. We're just installing their app where you can actually get YouTube Vents from. So right here we have YouTube Vents as the first one. When I click on download, and yep, we also need to first install this Vents Micro G. Select allow, install. There we go. So this is installed. Now we only need to do the YouTube Advanced. Give it a second and allow, install. And we're almost, there we go, good to go. So you can close this, and somewhere on your home screen you should now be able to find YouTube. There we go. No, that's the manager. There we go, YouTube Advanced. We can block sponsored ads, so you can basically remove ads on YouTube on a phone, even though technically you're watching this on YouTube and my livelihood depends on it. Let's be honest, phone has way too many freaking ads. A minute ad followed by another minute ad that both cannot be skipped is an absolute atrocity, and then followed by 2 minutes into a video another ad that you cannot skip is just most cancer-inducing thing you can experience. Even though technically my livelihood depends on it, I totally understand removing those. Geez, they're so annoying. So we're gonna block ads. Yep. Return YouTube dislikes. Oh, that's nice. I use this on my phone, which is I'm using this outdated phone, and I installed this a while back, but I didn't have this option. So hell yeah, let's get our dislikes button back. Let's close this, and there we go. We basically have YouTube completely functioning. I will, let's see, mute this, just for obvious reasons, and there we go, good enough. Let's play this. You can see it works. Now, one additional benefit of this application is right now we're at 7 seconds, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, I counted a little bit too slow, but you can see that the video keeps on playing in the background. You can literally pause the, not pause, but I can close the phone, and it will continue to play your music, your videos, and you can listen to it without needing your phone open or unlocked. As you can see, it continuously plays. Amazing feature. You don't need actual premium for this, which the idea to pay premium for such a simple feature that should have been in an application from the get-go is absolutely baffling to me. How is that even allowed? So this solves a lot of my problems. I can just listen to music or videos while having my phone in my pocket without needing to have it constantly with the screen on. Amazing. And additionally, when you close this, there we go, it opens up in a pop-up view. And like this. Obviously, you can also close this. It will continue to play the video still, even though it's not visible at all right now. So if we go back to our YouTube. Oh, and here for some reason it paused it. Now, one way to actually solve this, if it does pause it but you don't want to have the overlay when it's playing, would be to, let's quickly go into this. So let's find Advanced. So a way to get rid of the overlay if you don't like it, I personally don't, so I did this in my case, is to go into Explore. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So we just hold this and we go into permissions, and from here we're gonna go into, where is it? Deny phone location. Yeah, in file probably. Nope. Oh, view all permissions. Maybe there we go. So we're looking for the option, at least on Android, it's called Draw Over Other Apps. Yeah, I don't actually see it right here for some reason, but in normal circumstances, let me just quickly whip out my phone, maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna quickly check on my phone how it is. Let's go into permissions, and in here it's kind of weird. I have apparently all permissions denied, so that's not exactly how it's supposed to look either. I can't really find it. I don't know. The first time around I actually had a little bit easier time to get this, but there is a way to do it, so you would just need to fiddle around and look for it. But anyway, the application itself still works just fine, so you don't need to, if you don't mind this, obviously it will work just fine with it. And still, closing your phone and being able to use your YouTube still without having it pause automatically is just an amazing kind of feature. Now, anyway, this was the list of 5 things that I would advise or recommend changing on this phone, and some of them, or one of them, the most important one, require you to actually get some third-party software, but I'm pretty sure majority of us should agree on the fact that getting YouTube on the phone that doesn't have YouTube by default is kind of like a no-brainer. So there we go. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.